Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Alex, and it's going to be a quick video on the BMW R1250Gs with the all-new ShiftCam technology in there.
A bike that has almost entirely ingrained itself into the UK motorcycling world is the BMW GS range. They've been so popular for years that the sales are just ever increasing. They're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
Now, with this, it's the R1250Gs that's had the changes. The main change being the engine, but first it's more about the looks. We'll get onto the engine in a minute. So they've essentially redeveloped it, not so much so that it's not the same bike anymore, but they are releasing the R1250 RT model as well. So let's have a look into the bike.
It's like the road touring model, but
exactly.
Do that some other time. So what's new on this one? I mean, the GS itself has had a slight facelift, a few rider comforts added as well. So you've got your full colour dash, the TFT dash, I think it's 6.5 inch. Got a brand new engine management system, BMSO or something like that, and even a smart little self-adjusting oil intake. So there's a few bits just for the rider comfort, just make it a bit easier to get on and ride. One feature as well that's going to be quite underrated, I think, is the electronic aids that come with the bike. So you can have a hill start assist, which I've got it in my car and it's bang on. I love it.
No, 100%.
Really does come in handy. Tank size, I think they're going to go to 20 litres, so pretty common for a big adventure bike.
Just over 250 miles in range, isn't it, or something along
those
lines?
250 about.
But for a big heavy bike like that,
it's exactly what you need. Really. Like if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere and you just keep on going, it's no problems. Of course, wet weight, don't really consider it too much on these adventure bikes because they're going to be big, but it's about 249 kilograms. The engine capacity itself, I think it's like now 1254 as opposed to 1170. So, you know, the capacity is going up a slight bit, but at the same time, you're still getting the same decent GS bike.
Not a noticeable difference in increase, but still.
Yeah, exactly.
The 249 wet weight, it goes to show exactly why they need the hill start. Because you imagine if you're on just even a slight gradient and you're pinching the brake or whatnot and you go to release, you still got to hold that up with your legs.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't have a hope on one of these R12s doing that because it would just be my tiptoes and break my toes. So having hill start, it's going to be quality.
Yeah, like an absolute godsend on that one. Of course, we'll move on to the ShiftCam as well. It's something that some people are really bothered about, really interested in. Sometimes it's just like still the engine, but we'll go to that sooner or later. I think we can.
The thing is, what they're saying about the sort of ShiftCam is it's very similar. Again, I don't know too much about it, as we spoke about in a previous video. It's very similar to a Honda's VTEC, so it's maximising of that. So let's have a look into what we got on there. That'd be interesting.
So in terms of the ShiftCam itself, I'll try my best to explain what I know from it. So you've got the camshaft and it's got two cam profiles on there. So one's going to be particularly for full load or fully open throttle, and one's going to be partial load or part open throttle. You're going to have the whole system there sort of dependent on how you're using the throttle and how you're using the bike. So if you're going to be off-road and you're not really looking for the full power of the bike, just sort of half throttle here and there, that's going to be just utilising the smaller cams. So the valves aren't going to open as far, they're going to open a little bit, and you're going to get the still, you know, solid power, but it's not going to be full on there.
The engine's not working as hard given the terrain and the circumstance of the riding. So
yeah, exactly. And then on the other hand, you've got this little actuator that will shift across to open up into the full cam, and that will be when your throttle is like full on. If you've hit an open stretch of road or a just open stretch where you need the full power, full throttle on, and it will just automatically shift across. You don't notice any difference in the power or any revs or anything like that. It will just be a smooth little transition, and then the bike's going to be fully opening all of the cams and the valves, should I say, and then that'll be full power and you're sorted. Pretty simple to go, you know, you're just not worrying about it at all. You're not pressing any buttons, and as far as I know, there's not any difference in terms of servicing or anything like that. So to the average rider, you just get on, you use the bike as normal, and it will help you out. But for the people who really want to know what's exactly going on, the ShiftCam is quite a nice little difference from the previous GS.
Slowly starting to understand it now and getting me head around it a little bit. That's new technology.
No, exactly.
So, as we asked with all bikes we're talking about, is the price worth it? Now, BMW, especially their R range, has been one of those bikes that you get what you pay for years, no questions asked. These bikes is going to be exclusive to the R1250GS, the R1250 GT, and that's the TE version as well. The Rally, I don't know how to say that one. They're all the R12 range.
Rally.
The price On the basic model, it's going to be the £13,415. So again, these have always been expensive bikes as it is, but again, getting what you pay for. So they will only go up from there, but you're looking at a minimum of about 13.5 grand for one of these.
To get yourself into the sort of GS range for the newest ones, you're looking at what, £13,000, £14,000, which, to be fair, for the bike you're getting, as you say, like, you know, you're getting something really good for your money. So
it lasts forever as well. This isn't a lot of newer bikes today are being built so that they last about the time that your finance runs for, something along those lines. They're not made to last and keep going forever and ever and ever. Whereas BMW just put so much tech behind it. They're powerhouses. They just do not start wearing down for a long time. So you put that money into it, you're going to be keeping that bike for a while.
No, exactly, and that's the sort of perfect thing for an adventure bike. If you are really looking to take this for a long distance tour of Europe, or even further afield than that, knowing that you've got a bike that's reliable, that's there for what you need, that's got all of the good bits of tech on there, like, I don't think you can really look too much further than the BMWs. They're sort of pin themselves right at the top of the market, which is fair enough.
And they'll stay there for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. So if you do fancy yourself a seasoned trail rider and you're looking for your next adventure bike, or just your new bike in general, and you've been maybe keeping tabs on the various different adventure bikes that have been announced and released, maybe this BMW is something you're looking at, maybe something you want to consider. What do you think of the newest GS? Let us know below.
And of course, it goes without saying that if you do get one of these bikes, make sure you give us a call at Lexham Insurance. We've got great rates for these adventure bike schemes, and our best deals are direct, so give us a call today.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Leave us a comment below, as we say. Maybe like the video and even subscribe if you fancy it as well. Cheers.
Thanks.